Happy Saturday, everybody. It's your girl, Queen Alchemy. And this is not a reading, but I am going to get to the last four readings for the January readings. Um, yeah, I'm going to do them. But by tomorrow, they'll all be done, okay? I still have Pisces, Gemini, Sagittarius, and Virgo to do, okay? But I wanted to talk about something really fast because I was doing the Aries reading and I brought up karmic relationship, and I just intuitively felt that some Aries weren't didn't have the full scope on what a karmic relationship was. And so I'm pretty sure this has to do with a lot of different signs. Um, so I mean, a lot of you guys may not know what a karmic is. I didn't know what a fucking karmic was until 2018. So I mean, so I wanted to just briefly come on here and tell you my experience with my karmic relationship, and how it had made me bitter and just a lot of negative emotions. But it's about learning, and it's, to be quite honest, you guys, I'm gonna just be perfectly honest. A karmic relationship is the worst relationship you will ever experience, and I'm not even exaggerating. And for those who have experienced, I mean, for those who know what a karmic relationship is and have experienced it, then you, excuse me, I got some cayenne pepper in this. Then you most definitely will understand what I'm talking about when I'm speaking about karmics. Okay, so um, like I said, I'm gonna just tell you, this is not textbook. This is not me reading anything. This is just me telling you the information that I know. You are more welcome to go do your research and learn more. It's up to you. But 9 times out of 10, you are in a karmic relationship or have. I mean, I'm just saying. Okay, so um, I okay, so in 2018, I think it was in June or July, I got a reading from somebody who I really admire here on YouTube, okay? And she was telling me in the reading, we talked about different things because this was a general reading. So she also did my love reading. And at that time, I was still, I'm still legally married to my spouse. And to say that my relationship with this person has been I can't even say the word tumultuous, is probably an understatement. It was, and at that time that I got this reading from this person, um, there was something that I was dealing with that actually affected me a lot. And I felt that this person, my spouse, didn't care. And y'all, I'm transparent. Like, I'm telling you my experience so you guys can know and learn and, grow and heal from things, because a karmic relationship is something you most definitely have to heal from. It's not like you just jump out of, I mean, if you experienced it, then you know it, okay? Then you know what I'm talking about. So in the reading, the person told me, like, the way that this person, because I didn't even divulge any specifics about what this person, my spouse, was doing. Like, of course, because she's a reader, she knew, okay? So she basically said that this person has done you the way they're doing you many lifetimes. You guys have been together a few lifetimes, right? And I'm like, oh shit, okay. Okay. Like, the way that you feel, the way that they made you feel, the way that they hurt you, this has been going on more than one lifetime. It hasn't just happened, okay? And those that are open up into spirituality, that sometimes souls transcend different lifetimes. So we may not just exist here. Some of us have lessons to learn, and until we learn them lessons, and until we go through certain things, we're going to continue to keep coming back. Okay. Okay. Just in case you didn't know that. So I was just like kind of floored when she told me that, like, okay, so this person has been doing this and that for different lifetimes. Okay. And so it always just stayed with me in the back of my mind. And then when we were getting to, me and my spouse get into our toxic rah, 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 then I would always say that, like, you've been doing this to me for lifetimes, you know? And it's so funny because, you know, when you meet somebody, um, in the early stages, everything is blissful, everything is beautiful. You know, you getting along with this person, you just like, damn, this person might be the one. I never had that experience with my spouse, you know, and he may watch this, I'm sure, and I don't care. So, anywho, I never had that experience. I've had it with other people, but I've never had that experience like, oh my God, you know, this could be the one. We're going to get married. We're going to, you know, it was like the things that happened. We did got married or whatever because out of obligation, because we had children and things like that. So, and I'm not talking bad or negative about him. I'm just telling you guys my experience. You can take it or you can leave it. You don't have to watch this video. If it makes you uncomfortable, I understand. Don't watch it. Okay? Period. So I never had that experience. It was like we both were dealing with each other, but it was like an underlying energy. I'm talking about years and years ago because I've been knowing, you know, we've known each other for almost 20 years now. So it was like an underlying like type of energy, if that makes sense, like between the both of us. And I'm pretty sure he feels the same way. I mean, I'm pretty in so many ways, he's told me so many different ways, you know, this is how he's felt. So this is not a secret and this is life. Okay. So, you know, we were separated for years and come back to each other, and it was okay, but it was still like that, like that type of underlying energy, you know. Um, so when, you know, after I had my reading with this particular reader, it's like I said, it just stayed on my mind. So basically, a karmic relationship is a very dark, toxic relationship. This is the relationship that you're going to experience a lot of heartache, a lot of emotional pain, possibly different forms of abuse, not just one level of abuse. You may experience physical abuse, emotional abuse, you know, psychological abuse, just different levels of abuse. There is the empath and there is the narcissist. Okay. The empath is the one who is going to probably love more, be compassionate, do things from a heart space, where the narcissist is basically in it for convenience to a certain extent. It's not that the narcissist doesn't love the empath. It's just like almost this person is incapable of truly loving this person, the other person, because they are incapable of loving themselves. Granted, the empath has experienced certain traumas and things in their past to make it difficult to love them own selves. So they're difficult. It's hard for them. So basically, it's like they give more than what they're able to give. Okay, they do things to make the narcissist happy, to keep the narcissist around, and then it becomes a very codependent relationship because the narcissist has their needs, and then the empath has their needs. And so they're both coming together, and it's a very toxic situation because they both have lacked things in their development as far as children, their upbringing or whatever. And so they look for that in each other, and they're never ever fulfilled. They're never fulfilled. And so it turns into hate. It turns into disdain. Like even the empath, after a while, they may get the energy especially being with a karmic for so long, that empath is going to probably pull in on that energy of, not probably, but going to pull in on the energy of that narcissist, and they will display narcissistic personality traits because there was things in how I was in the beginning that well, towards the end, that I didn't have these traits. I didn't have these characteristics. I wasn't this way in the beginning because it's an exchange of energy. Okay. And so the empath puts up with way too much. It's your habitual cheating, infidelity, like out of this world. Okay. It's disrespect out of this world. It's it's what's the word I'm looking for? Entitlement. Entitlement. So, like, if there's a situation where you're dealing with your karmic and they've done so many things. So, say, like, you have to, like, end the relationship at different times, put them out, different things like that. Then they always feel when they're ready to come back, when they're, because they're, uh, karmic narcissists will triangulate you 90% of the time, 99 probably percent of the time, right? A good majority of the time they will put you in a third party situation. So they'll always have somebody they're dealing with or multiple people they're dealing with. So when you catch on to this, it's like they deflect a lot of the stuff that you're telling them. So if you're telling them, you're hurting me, you're doing this, you're not respecting our relationship, you're not respecting our marriage, they will find a very crafty way to twist that and make it seem like you're the problem. Well, if you would do this, or if you wouldn't do this, or if I didn't have to do this, knowing intuitively that they are the problem, they will deflect that energy on you 100%, period. Because accountability is something they're not comfortable with. They're not comfortable and mature enough to deal with accountability. Where empath, we apologize all the time. Well, before my healing, I would. I'm sorry, I apologize. I didn't mean to do that. I love you, babe. Come back. I don't care what's going on. We can work this out. The whole time this motherfucker didn't feel that he even got over on you. He didn't got over on you. And it happens and it over and over and over and over and over again until you absolutely feel like you're going crazy. You're absolutely going crazy. And then you're hating yourself. You don't like the way you look, because then the person may also tell you, like, you're ugly, you're fat, you're this, you're that. Because they really don't feel good about themselves. All in all, you are guided to learn to heal and move past that shit. A karmic is not a lifelong partner. A karmic is not your soulmate that you're supposed to be with. Your karmic cannot turn into your twin flame. Granted, free will is at play, but it would take a lot of work, because as empaths, we know the work that we do on ourselves to heal ourselves. Just imagine the work that a narcissist has to do on themselves to fully heal. And a lot of them don't even feel, they'll tell you, like, what's nothing wrong with me? It's you the problem. You're the problem. I don't need to heal anything about myself. Until maybe they see you in a position where you've done all the work, you've healed yourself, you're standing in your power, you're standing in your strength, and then it becomes, oh, well, I want to heal too. I want to get better too. Because it's like they lose that grip, that control over you. Okay? They lose whatever it was, whatever control, whatever control they had over you. They lose it when you begin to heal, my beautiful empath. Ooh, a cayenne pepper. So, like I said, karmics are not by any means supposed to be who you're supposed to be with or stay with. I read somewhere that someone stayed with their karmic for 20 some years, like continuously, like they stayed with that person, and then they mustered up the strength at some point and they got away. And then you have to go through the healing process. And then once you completely heal, the universe sends in your divine masculine, sends in your divine feminine. Only completely after you release your karmic and you learn the lessons that you need to learn from that, being in that connection, and you completely heal 100%. You have to heal, because you most definitely do not want to take any of that baggage into the next relationship. Because any person I tried to date in the time frame where I wasn't completely healed from my karmic, it didn't work. I deflected a lot of my insecurities and different things on the other person. I treated the other person how I thought, you know what I'm saying? Like, I thought that person was going to be like my karmic. I just did. And it's also, it's not, I don't like using that H word, but it can be difficult. You have to have a strength. You have to have a direct connection to the divine. You have to have a direct connection to your ancestors. You guys know how many times I've called on my ancestors, called on the divine. You have to. You need the spiritual. There's no way you're going to be able to do it without a higher source with you. I'm telling you now. You don't have to believe me. If you're dealing with a karmic, like I said, I'm not like saying, oh, I'm this 100% expert on this, but I have had definitely my experience with it. And then in the healing process, you're going to feel like, damn, you missed this person. You're going to equate love with this person, but it's not. It's just a very strong codependency. And it's also because you have sex with this person. This is going to be the best you've ever experienced with any person. You're karmic, period. It's going to be mind blowing. It's going to be intense. You're going to be like, oh, you're in love. It's just sex. Just telling y'all. So, these are the things that we don't definitely grow up knowing. Like, we just have to learn them along the way. And I feel like when you learn, you pass it on to someone else so you can help them. It could be, a person younger than you, a family member, a friend who's going through the same thing, and you want to share with them and help them and try to guide them on a better, for them to heal and get over it. Because it can be, it cannot. It's very, yeah, it's something. And you have to be a very strong individual too. I mean, it depends. Every relationship is different, and it just depends on the person. Okay, but I'm going to end this. I'm going to start on my readings, you guys. I hope this helps someone. If you have any questions, I don't care how you feel about the questions. Make sure that you're emailing me. Post them in the comment section. However, you can hit me up on Instagram. But I just want to let it be clear because I've had a few people, mention karmics to me, or not, they didn't even mention that they was in a karmic relationship. I had a person who I've known since childhood, and I knew certain things about the person's relationship. And so I guess they went through, because karmics come back, they leave, they come back. It's like a back and forth type of energy. And so I guess this person that felt, because, she was ascending, that this person was her soulmate. And I remember going through Instagram one time and I was like, this is her motherfucking karmic, right? And then she came over my house like some months back, and I told her, I said, I just had got this feeling. She was like, why didn't you say anything? I said, honey, listen, I tell people things when they come to me. I'm not going to go in and volunteer my info. I'm not going to volunteer stuff, because I have gotten situations where I have went to people and said certain things and they turned around and got pissed off at me. So I don't do that. Everything is revealed in the divine timing. You'll know what you need to know when you need to know it, basically. So I didn't feel the need to like, oh, this is because first of all, at that time, I don't even believe she knew what a karmic was. So I would have had to break all that down, and then she would have been like, what the hell is she talking about? But she knows, and she, whatever. But yeah, you guys. So hit me up if you have any questions, if there's anything that I didn't cover. I don't like making my videos super duper long. So if there's anything that you have questions about, hit me up. Constructive criticism, whatever it is, okay? I love you guys so much. I'm gonna start on these readings. Peace. Or finish up these readings. Peace. Enjoy your Saturday.